Hello everyone, in this tutorial we are going to derive this very important formula used to calculate the perpendicular distance from a line to a given point. For example, if we have a line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 and a point P that has these coordinates, then to find the perpendicular distance, which is the shortest distance from this line to this point, you can use this formula. Alright, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let's get started. I would like to draw my axis. This is y-axis and this is x-axis roughly. And this is the line I'm talking about. So this is the line which has the equation ax plus by plus c equals 0. And let's assume we have a point situated here. So the perpendicular distance from this point to this line is the shortest distance. So you can connect this point to this line, make sure that the line meets the black line at a right angle, 90 degrees. This will give us the shortest distance. And remember, this is point P that has the coordinates x1, y1. All right, so there are different ways to derive this formula. You can use slope-intercept because remember, the slope of this line will be a negative reciprocal of the slope of this line because the two lines are perpendicular. I'm not going to use that. You can also use vectors. But what I would like to use here is the area of a triangle because we can simply form a triangle here by connecting this point to this intercept. Likewise, the same point to this x-intercept. So now you can see the perpendicular distance that we are looking for is the height of this triangle. So let's find the coordinates here and here. The coordinate here, which is the y-intercept, is the value of y when x is 0. So you can simply set x equal to 0 here. By setting x equal to 0, the whole of this term will vanish. You only have by plus c equal to 0, and the moment you take c to the right, it becomes negative, and y will be minus c divided by b. So if x is 0 here, then y will be negative c divided by b. Let's call this point E. Then the x-intercept is a point where y is 0. So let's set y equal to 0 and see what will be the value of x. If y is 0, the whole of this will be 0. And if you solve for x, you're going to get negative c divided by e. So at this point, let me call it b. X is negative c divided by a, while y will be 0 at that point. So you can see we have 3 points, right? So we can find the area of this triangle. We have different formulas. So let me start with the first one. The first formula I would like to use is the area of a triangle given coordinates is 1 divided by 2 multiplied by the absolute value of x1 multiplied by y2 minus y3, then plus x2 multiplied by y3 minus y1 plus x3 multiplied by y1 minus y2. This is the first formula I would like to use. So what is x1, x2, x3, y1, y2, y3? You can just give them names at random. So let's assume this is x1, this is y1, and this x2, y2, and lastly we have x3, y3. So let's substitute them into our formula. We have the area to be 1 divided by 2 multiplied by the absolute value of x1 is 0 multiplied by y2. This is my y2, which is also 0, minus y3, and y3 is y1. You can see that here. y1. Then plus, what is x2? x2 is negative c divided by a multiplied by y3, and y3 you can see that is y1 minus y1, and y1 is negative c divided by b. But because we have a negative here, together with that negative, we have positive c divided by b. Then plus x3. x3 is x1, which is at point P, multiplied by y1 is negative c divided by b, negative c divided by b, then minus y2, which is 0. All right, so let's simplify this and get our area. The whole of this will be 0. So we have this to multiply. This is equal to 1 divided by 2. Absolute value of this times y1 will be what? Negative c y1 divided by a, then minus c squared divided by ab, the whole of this times this. Then we move to the next term, plus, or it is going to be minus, right? Because this time this is going to be minus cx1 divided by b, and this is 0, right? All right, so let's simplify this. You can see that this denominator is ab, so we can make this one ab, likewise this one. This is equal to 1 divided by 2 multiplied by, to make this one ab, we can multiply the top and the bottom by b. So we have negative bcy1 divided by ab minus, this one is already ab, so we have c squared divided by ab, minus, we can multiply the top and the bottom by a, so we have acx1 divided by ab. All right, now we are free to add the numerators because we have the same denominators. We have negative, I would like to start with a term, the one with a, it doesn't matter. We have acx1, then the one with b, minus bcy1, the minus c squared. These are our denominators. Numerators, divide by the common denominator, which is ab. All right. And because of the absolute value, remember, whatever is inside the absolute value will transform it to positive. So we can remove all of these negative signs. You can even factor out -1. So the whole of the terms will be positive, and the absolute value will make it positive. So I would like to factor out c from the top. So this is equal to 1 over 2 absolute value of c divided by ab. Yeah, the bottom is ab. I want to bring them together. Then this is going to multiply the whole of c is outside, so you have ax1. C is outside, you have b y1. Don't forget I have factored out the negative sign, so all the terms will be positive. This is c squared. I have factored 1c, remain a c. All right, something like this. And remember, absolute value of the product is the same thing as product of the absolute value. So I can bring this one outside. So I have 1 over 2 multiplied by the absolute value of c divided by ab, multiplied by the absolute value of ax1 plus by1 plus c. So this is the area. Let me call this equation number 1. Now I would like to use another formula to find the area, which is half base times the height. So another way to find the area of a triangle is half the base times the height. What is the base? This is the base, and therefore we have to find the magnitude of AB, which is the length of AB. So to find the base, we have to take the absolute value of the base, which is AB, which is the magnitude. This can be computed using the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 also squared. But what is x1, x2, y1, y2? We already have them here. So this is x2, right? minus x1. It is going to give us what? Minus c divided by a minus 0, which will not change anything. This is minus c divided by a minus 0 squared plus y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1. So we have 0 minus c divided by b. 0 minus c divided by b, also squared. This is equal to, the whole of this minus 0 will not change it. If you square that, you're going to get c squared divided by a squared plus 0 minus c divided by b will be c divided by b. If you square that, you get c squared divided by b squared. So let's simplify this. This is going to be, I think we have a common c, right? Well, let's simplify first using butterfly method. We have a squared times c squared, which is a squared c squared plus b squared times c squared divided by a squared times b squared. This is what we have. And we can factor out the c squared and the denominator. So this is equal to the square root of c squared divided by a squared b squared multiplied by, let me use bracket, a squared plus b squared, right? Yeah, if you multiply this, you are going to get this back. So we can also split the square roots. This is the square root of c squared divided by a squared b squared multiplied by the square root of a squared plus b squared. This is equal to, the whole of this is just absolute value of c divided by ab multiplied by square root of a squared plus b squared. So this is just the base. Remember, the formula is still equal to half the base times the height. So the base is this one. So this is equal to 1 over 2 multiplied by the base. Well, let me just write it like this without the bracket. Absolute value of c divided by ab multiplied by square root of a squared plus b squared. Then what is the height? Multiplied by, look at the height is nothing but from here to here. So let me call this point Q. So PQ is just the height of that triangle. So let me write it, and that's exactly what we are looking for, PQ. All right, so now we have this particular area, which is now our equation number 2. We are going to relate it with the first equation because they are all areas. So let me copy this one. They are all areas. So you can see that we have two areas of triangle, and we are going to equate them. Equation 1 equal to equation 2. So since this is a equal to something, a equal to another thing, it means that the right hand sides must be the same, right? If the right hand sides are the same, if you take this one, equate it to be equal to this one, just pay close attention that this and this will cancel. What we have equal is square root of a squared plus b squared times pq equals the absolute value of ax1 plus by1 plus c. And to find pq, you divide both sides by the square root of a squared plus b squared. So this is absolute value of ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by the square root of a squared plus b squared. And hence, this is the formula used to calculate the perpendicular distance from a given line to any point. Right? Exactly as what we are asked to prove. Thank you for watching. Do share to your learning colleagues. Bye-bye.